What you did was heinous, Tony. I know you want to be with your family, and I want to be with you. There's something wrong, man. I want to be near you as much as I can. I don't want to abandon you at all. Okay? You gotta do what's right for the game as well. You've got to go all the way with this. You need to put it to bed as quickly as you can. You need to get out of this town. You know what that means? You've got to just do what they need you to do. And you know what I'm saying? You've got to do a written statement or whatever it is they need so that this can be done. Right now, we are getting our answers. They need their answers. The family needs their answers. What is going to happen to you? You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to happen to us. And I mean, Jesus Christ. This is it, man. This community can't do anything else to me. We have to fix that. Do you understand that? You did something that, you've got to think about it. I know.
In his confession, Cody reveals the horrifying details of what had really transpired that night. There's something not quite right with his story, though the truth would eventually come to light.
Alright, Cody. You know, I know you told your dad a lot of what happened. So the question we're going to ask you, tell us what happened.
What you been through? Driving out there, and she started bringing up about how we should get together and all this stuff. And I said, I'm not going to leave Tony. She started getting upset. I started getting upset too. I said, stop asking. And then she said, stop the car, and we got out. I said, what the hell are you doing? I was like, at least let me take you back to town. And she goes, no. And started yelling at me and pounding on my chest and stuff. And I was just kind of pushed her away at first, and then she kind of hit me, she kind of clicked me on the head, and it kind of hurt, but I just really good shove, and she fell back and hit the back of the car, and she moved for a minute. I started saying, Mickey, it's not funny, get up. I'm sorry, Bushy, it's not funny anymore. She started coming around, so I got down by her side to tell her and I said, are you okay? And she was, where am I at? I said, Mickey, we're the same place we was. We're fighting.
No one can hide from my
you're trying to hurt me,
sight.
huh? And she starts yelling, and I was like, you're crazy. I'm not trying to hurt you. All I did was push you. And she continues to start pounding on my chest. And finally said, Michaela, enough. And I shoved her pretty hard, and she fell down and hit her head. And she just laid there and was looking at the sky. And like her eyes started to turn black. She started to like shake and seize. And I looked at where she was at. There's this big rock she had hit her head on. I tried to pick her up and put her in the car. And she kept moving and moving. And I tried to like check her pulse and stuff. And I couldn't get anything, and she was flopping. So I had to shuffle from crying on my car, and I tried to hit her on her head, trying to just knock her out, and it hit like right here, and it broke out pretty bad. She started making this awful sound, like the dagger thingy, and shit right here. The end of it hit her chin and it split it open, and she started gurgling for me. So she would have stopped, so I pushed her right here, and then she stopped. And all the people was going to call my dad, but I knew he would freak out. I tried to take her clothes off to put her in this little grave thing I dug, because I figured her body would decompose faster without clothes. So I covered her up, and I took the clothes over in the gravel pit area and burned them, and I couldn't get the pants undone or disrespect her, so I put her sweater over her.
This is an interesting line he's drawing here. He claims he didn't want to disrespect her, but has just killed her. It's clear he's trying to paint himself in a better light, but it's not working.
I tried it. I just covered it up really quick and put bushes over it and left. I sat there for like 2 hours before I went and got Tori, crying at my birds. I was so scared, so I just went down and cleaned myself up and wiped the shovel off with the dirt.
Even while recounting what he did to Michaela, Cody talks about how scared he was. He only places emphasis on himself. He doesn't feel bad that he just brutally ended someone's life and left her in the desert. He doesn't express remorse for doing this. He's just scared for himself.
Sniper.
This is classic self-centered thinking associated with antisocial personality disorder.
I went and got Tony and she asked what was wrong and I said nothing. I went and got food. Then we went to my cousin's.
Now, you said you cut her on the neck,
Yes, sir.
and that was with the shovel?
I think it looks like that.
The blade part?
I tried to go like that and it didn't work and that's
A
when it
fine
fucked up.
execution. No one can hide from my sight.
Fold it in half. It's got like a pokey spike on the opposite end of the blade.
Yeah,
Shovel,
I just went like that.
shovel blade.
And then that's when it like made this pop sound and that's when she really made a horrible sound. And it came out of my head. My dad said they're crying, sound the exact same.
Cody's chilling admission of Michaela's cold-blooded murder leaves everyone stunned into silence. However, even with his confession, the detectives identify that certain aspects of his story seem out of place.
How did zip tie get on her? What happened there?
I was just gonna zip
The
tie her
plot
up and
thickens.
try and let her hit the coma and take her out for the dump and just dump her after, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it and I just put it on her. And then he sat there. I screamed. So angry and so sad. I didn't know what to do. I sat there. I was like, don't make this up. And I said, why you please listen to me?
You said you tried to take her clothes off, but her sweatshirt was still on her. And I noticed the sleeves, the little bands, was still on her wrist. How'd you try and get her clothes off?
At the end of the shovel, it's
You
got
thought
lacerated
you
in
would
the
make
shovel. And I was trying to cut it with that, and it kept getting hot, so I just cut it, and I pulled it. She was sitting on her arms, and I just was trying to pull, and then when it pulled one
Back
of the
in
legs,
action.
I just started like that, trying to cut it.
You said you started the fire and
I just burned her shirts,
anything else?
her shirts and her sports bra thingy, and that was it.
The police arrest Cody soon after his confession. Based on the statements gathered
should
from
have
Michaela's
watched your
friends,
back.
they suspect that Cody may have wanted to get back together with Michaela, but killed her after she rejected him. But
Sniper.
despite all the evidence corroborating Cody's confession, something seemed amiss. There was a gap in the narrative that prompted police to believe that there was more beneath the surface waiting to be uncovered. Following Cody's arrest, he spoke to his father over the phone, and it appears he isn't
I've
aware
been
these
waiting
calls
for
are
a
recorded. Though
No
he gave a
one can
glimpse of his
hide
tempered
from
hearing
my
interrogation.
sight.
It's in these calls that the other side of Cody truly shows.
This has a ripple effect, okay? We just happen to be the ones that are closest to you. It's not easy to tell you that. It's not easy. It's not easy for me. I have nobody.
Now,
You guys
I
got
feel
each other.
alive.
I've got nobody to turn to. I mean, I could call you guys, but it still doesn't do it justice. Cody, I'm having a hard time with this conversation.
Leave this to me.
You know, what about Michaela's decision? What about, you know, you don't think I'll think about it? Think about every goddamn
Provoke me. Personne n'échappe à
thing. I
mon
think about
regard.
it every goddamn day. You know about me too. Cody, I never said it wasn't.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
Think about it like it's nothing to me. It's my best friend, you know what? It's a thing that I have to live with. It's hard enough to try and call you guys without breaking down on the phone every goddamn time. And it's hard enough to stay here and really say that day. And then now you say that it's like, I don't think about what's right for her. That's every goddamn day. And there are feelings I just don't want to be here anymore. And you know what? I'm sorry that I'm being I try to be the good of this goddamn family because I don't even can't remember. Cody, stop. You are a part of this family. I don't feel like it. It takes this to happen for me to feel like I'm a part of this family. Oh, you never take the goddamn time to sit down and ask me how I feel. But all I wanted to do was sit there and feel like I love you for you and You left me. I'm sorry. It's not your fault.
Never disturb the spider in her web.
I love you guys. And I'll call you later tonight when everything's calmed down.
Sniper,
I love you guys.
leave this to me.
It's okay. I love you guys. I'll call you tonight.
Cody also spoke to Tony, giving us an interesting look into the dynamics of their relationship.
Say you're picking up your mom.
I am to stick around.
How vexing.
Protect yourself every day of the week, no matter what happens.
Lover, no one can hide from my sight.
Talk to me. It doesn't matter anymore. It's all public information. You can do. Everybody was there. Are you gonna talk to me or not? Because if not, I'm just gonna hang up and stop wasting my goddamn time.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
What's this?
Maybe you could say, oh, you know what, being this might be the last time I talk to you. Oh, you know, thank you for everything. I love you, you know. I'm glad you pushed me through my life and got me this far. Anything. Not just be strong.
The investigators' hunch about there being more to this twisted story is finally confirmed 3 weeks after Cody's arrest, when Cody meets with his attorney and makes a shocking request.
Can I ask a question real quick? Will you guys be able to represent me? Depending on what you will do, we may not be able to. If you look at something with code, we are not able to represent you. We will be our counsel.
The question is, why is Tony looking into getting legal counsel? You'll recall that Cody didn't mention her having anything to do with what happened to Michaela. Yet Tony has been hiding something. It seems she doesn't realize her conversation with the attorney is being recorded.
He got in his head saying that he had her and she wanted to talk, but he wanted me with her. Okay, you got a text from who? From Cody. Get a text from Cody? That he had her and that he would like me to come with. Okay, which he had her, what did he have? Michaela. Did you talk about that earlier? No. What did you think that why he had her? Because I knew they wanted to talk, but I didn't know for sure when, about what exactly. You think he might want to she wanted to get back together with him and everything, but he didn't feel like he had interest in her and he didn't want that. He wanted for you to come along? Yes. So what happened after that? Could go ahead and come get me and I would go with them. Okay. So what happened then after you told that? He came and got me and we went straight out to the gravel pit where she died. Okay. When he came and got you, who was in the car? Him and Michaela. Who was in Michaela? In the back. And what did you say? In the back seat. Okay, after you got in the car, what happened? We decided to go right around, and then Michaela had said she didn't want anyone to see us talking, so we decided to go out towards the gravel pit. It was kind of a group effort. We kept talking about like, where we want to go. We decided to hang out that way to get out of town. What was the emotion that everybody mad at everybody? How they got with the emotion? It was kind of tense because she was a little bit upset, but we were just trying to talk to her and everything to let her know that we didn't want to cause any problems or have any problems. We wanted to work everything out.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
That you had to work out.
And Cody let her know that he didn't want anything to do with her, like with the relationship.
Okay. So what happened then?
We went out, we were driving around out by the
Now.
and she got really upset and told us to let it out.
So what did she get upset about?
She just didn't want to live with us and everything, and so we didn't want her to be more upset. So we did as she asked, got the car, and she got out. Cody got out, she asked her for just a second, and we saw her like yelling at him and everything, like pushing him and everything, and then the way was just for like a split second, and then heard like a
shock, while Tony accidentally implicates herself in the crime.
Nicole wanted that, and then I had asked her what happened, and she did that, and she kept pushing me and everything, so I kind of pushed her out to get her off of me, and she walked it after me, tripped on me, I can't remember exactly, and she put her face on the car, because it did it a little bit, just that she was on the ground, and she wasn't really moving at that point. I really I was just kind of sitting out and everything came down out because of the blood. I remember
Much better.
we're freaking out. We didn't know what to do. And we got out the show and started meeting with her. And then I went down to the neck. I wasn't really thinking. And so
Don't just do it.
basically started
We're in this together. All of us. That feels much better. Railgun charge. I'd stay down. Breaking them down.
Alright. Not only did both Tony and Cody attack Michaela, but they both had an opportunity to save her and chose not to.
I'm not a fan of setbacks. I'll make it worth your while. Dodge this. That feels much better. This ends now.
What started as a witness account soon morphed into the bone-chilling confession of a murder. Tony's confession also dispelled the doubts about the murder weapon, confirming it as a knife, contrary to Cody's earlier claim of it being a shovel in his confession. Cody's attorney asks one last question about Tony's motive in taking Michaela's life. What wasn't clear was why Tony had admitted to her involvement, despite Cody never implicating her in his confession. It's impossible to know, but Tony may have confessed to her role in the crime, hoping that she could save her fiancé from the death penalty. Following the unexpected development, Cody's legal team promptly informs the investigators about Tony's admission of guilt, leading to her subsequent arrest. Investigators soon recover all of Michaela's possessions that Cody and Tony admitted to burning and burying in the desert after killing her, along with the shovel. At this stage, the case seemed almost ready to be closed. Nevertheless, a lingering uneasiness remains. Despite Cody and Tony characterizing Michaela's murder as spontaneous and spur of the moment, there was a nagging suspicion that something about this narrative just didn't sit quite right. While the investigating team tried to do their best to find that missing piece, in a shocking twist, Cody turns on Tony when he allows his legal team to employ a private investigator to gather additional evidence against Tony in a bid to secure a reduced sentence for himself. In a pivotal breakthrough, the private detective uncovers the elusive missing element. Inside a box found in Tony's bedroom, the investigators discover that Tony was obsessed with Michaela and feared that Cody would leave her for Michaela. Several diary entries exposed Tony's deep-seated insecurities and exposed her extreme hatred towards Michaela. One entry read, "We might as well break up so that he can get back together with her. She lives closer to him." While another stated, "I know in my heart he doesn't love me. I just feel that if I didn't get in between Cody and Mickey, they would still be together and none of this would have ever happened." In a final twist, this facade of true love crumbles into a climax that can only be labeled as the last act of betrayal. While Tony and Cody both admit to the murder, none claim responsibility for using the knife on Michaela's throat, and instead blame it on each other. No one can confirm what really happened in that desert between the three on the evening of Michaela's death. However, Tony's diary entries cement her motive to end Michaela's life, and it's been speculated that she may have instigated Cody to do so. Given the evidence, investigators believe that the pair bound Michaela's wrists and then proceeded to take her life. Eventually, Tony takes a plea deal for a lesser charge of second-degree murder. She testifies in court against Cody and claims that he abused her and actually forced her to commit the heinous crime, stating that she only hit Michaela with a shovel because Cody told her to do it. In May 2012, Cody Patton pled guilty to the first-degree murder charge in Constanzo and was sentenced to life without parole, while Tony Fraga was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 18 years. As of August 2018, Cody was incarcerated in Ely State Prison in White Pine County, Nevada. On February 24th of 2021, Tony was denied parole a decade after Michaela's tragic death. Her next parole hearing is in May 2024.
Nanoboost administered. Score 2-0. Switching sides.
Has to be profit and still be love.
That's true.
I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Shit smelling fishy. So y'all see I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo come with some saltines. Now a saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind a C19 test over here.
We encounter on this mission.
Go ahead and drop in some saltines. Then we consume it. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. It's spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, but every bite you're gonna get that flavor. Saucy saltine. This shit will have a person feeling righteous in a heartbeat. 9 out of 10. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Shit smelling fishy. So y'all see I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo with some saltines. Saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that shit's remarkable. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind the C19 test over here. ahead and drop in some saltines. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup. I get it because the flavor is great. Spicy, well seasoned, definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, but every bite you get that flavor. Saltine. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras with some soup. Shit smelling fishy. See, I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo comes with some saltines. The saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable as it is. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind a C19 test over here. Go ahead and drop in some saltines. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. It's spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, but every bite you can get that flavor.
Gaining altitude. Quite the
Turkey saltine. That shit would have to make you feel righteous in the heart. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Just smelling fishy. So y'all see, I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo with some saltines. Saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable as it is. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind a C19 test over here. That shit was negative.
advancing upward.
Go ahead and drop in some saltines. Then we consume it. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. It's spicy, well seasoned, definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, and every bite you can get that flavor. Saltine. This shit will have to make you feel righteous in the heart. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras with some soup. Just smelling fishy. I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo with some saltines. I need that damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable. So here we go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind the C19 test over here. Go ahead and drop in some saltines. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy.
My ultimate is charging.
It's spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, and every bite. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Just smelling fishy. So y'all see, I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo comes with some saltines. Saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable as it is. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind a C19 test over here. That shit was negative. Go ahead and drop in some saltines. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. Spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, and every bite you can get that flavor. Saltine. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Just smelling fishy. So y'all see, I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo comes with some saltines. Saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, that's just remarkable as it is. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind the C19 test over here. Go ahead and drop in some saltines. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. It's spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, but every bite you're gonna get that flavor. Soggy saltine. This shit will have a ninja feeling righteous in a heartbeat. 9 out of 10. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the cameras for some soup. Shit smelling fishy. So y'all see I got the crab gumbo, and I'm looking forward to this. So as y'all see, the crab gumbo come with some saltines. Saltine ain't no damn rich cracker, but with the gumbo, well, that's just remarkable to say the least. So here go a look at the crab gumbo. Don't mind the C19 test over here. That shit was negative. Go ahead and drop in some saltines. Then we consume it. So they don't put a whole lot of crab in the soup, but I get it because the flavor is crazy. It's spicy, well seasoned, and definitely hits the spot every time. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of crab, but every bite you will get that flavor. Saltine. This shit will have a ninja feeling righteous in a heartbeat. 9 out of 10. I think I'm catching a cold, so I might hit the...
I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and a coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B tier. I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and a coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B tier. I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and a coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B tier. I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. In the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and a coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B tier. I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one is the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item helped us out. For that, I'm placing this meal on B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. In the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. In the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poisoning and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one is the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. In the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced Martin to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and a coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X factor, but every item held its own. For that, I'm placing this meal in B2. I'm rating every death row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her 5 children. Eventually, she also attempted to murder her 5th husband and former stepson, but he survived the poison and was left paralyzed. When she was finally caught, the state of Alabama sentenced her to death by electrocution. For her final meal, she requested mashed potatoes, a hamburger, cinnamon rolls, and coffee. In my opinion, the spread was balanced pretty well. There might not have been an X Factor, but every item held itself. For that, I'm placing this meal in BT. I'm rating every Death Row final meal request to find out which one's the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of the familicidal serial killer, Rhonda Bell Martin. From the years of 1937 to 1951, Martin admitted to poisoning her mother, 2 of her husbands, and 3 of her...
Railgun powered and ready to fire.
What's the holdup? Get that thing moving.
Railgun still at full power. Disrupting. We are falling apart.
Step right
Dodge this. Railgun powered. This ends now.
I've got you in my sights.
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together.
Cheers, love. It's time to save the world.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
festivity.
Receive my aid.
Let's try that one more time. Oh, we're outnumbered.
I'm on my way. Skills coming at you.
A procedure. Where's the test subject?
Nothing gets past me.
Receive my aid.
Every soldier needs a cause. Hello. Get out of my way or I'll run you over. Thanks. Everyone heal up. Redeploying.
Surrender to my will.
Who needs healing?
I need assistance.
Enemy located.
Come get healed.
动作不许走。